Hey folks, welcome back. I wasn't going to do another video. I had one planned, but then I ended up doing one on the frozen water, right? So this is another impromptu video, only because my last video when I was talking about my waterproof gloves, well, they're only waterproof if you don't get the inside wet. Yeah, I dumped one glove right into the water bucket. So, they're in, well, at least that one is in by the stove. Well, I had another pair, but then I came across ones that I bought for $1. $1. And these were bought 2 or 3 years ago, folks. And I figured rubber gloves, in a pinch they would work, right? In a pinch. And they have a little fuzzy lining. Well, I'll read the tag. Oh, hold on. I keep glasses everywhere around the yard because I'm blind as bad up close, folks. These are PVC coated safety utility gloves. Double dipped for non-slip performance. Full fleece lining for comfort and warmth. High visibility orange, absolutely. And 12-inch length for extra protection. One size fits all. Well, I'm not going to complain because they will work. And if I drop one, then I certainly can be able to find them because they're bright, bright, bright. I have an issue. I have an issue with these because, as you can see, all the fingers go that way, kind of, sorta. They all point this way. Well, and look at that one, right? Look at that one. They're just all over the place. So the problem is my fingers, because of arthritis, they're starting to get deformed, and my fingers go the opposite direction. So they're very uncomfortable. But if any of you have ever used these, worn these, can you please tell me, I know they're a utility glove, and I know they're waterproof, and they're double dipped, and they're too big, and I've got big hands, folks. How do you keep these on? Because they slide right off. I mean, way too easy. I really couldn't do much with these. So I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe put an elastic around the wrist to help hold them on. I don't know, folks, but for $1, I bet I can make them work, right? And I'll certainly pay attention a little bit better on dropping my gloves in the rain barrel, right? Of course, that happened after I broke the ice out. So, any advice on those utility gloves, on how to keep them on comfortably? Can you warm them up a little bit and, I don't know, by the stove and kind of mold them a little bit better to your fingers? I don't know, folks. Those are like really uncomfortable, but I will use them. I will, instead of digging out a brand new pair of the waterproof gloves like I just got wet. So with that said, I had a question about that, and the chickens don't know, the ducks don't care, and the geese are too busy fighting to answer my question. So any advice would be absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Another thing that I would like to say is, in my personal life, you folks know me a little bit. You know I'm pretty outspoken. Whatever's on my mind is going to come out, and I'm pretty direct, and I'm pretty honest, and I'm pretty not very tactful sometimes. The people in my personal life, they know who I am. Some can pretty much predict what I'm going to say before I even say it. If I start out with, if someone says something that I really don't agree with, or they threw an insult, whether it's at me or somebody else, I don't let that slide, folks. I just don't let that slide. So it's a pretty known fact, apparently, that if I start out a conversation of, let me tell you something, that means that somebody's got to get an earful. I don't pretend to like people when I don't like them. Matter of fact, if I can figure out how to put this on here, it's a TikTok, like a 5-second video that my the administrator, or she used to be the administrator, she just changed jobs, sent me on TikTok in a TikTok message that really sums it up with some of my coworkers. Now, at the airport, I loved every single one of my coworkers there. At my current job, I like less than half of them, folks. Some we have butted heads. I just don't like manipulation. I don't like dishonesty. I do not like drama. I don't like anything but going in, doing my job, trying to have fun with it, making sure the job is done 110%. Now, Leslie, I know you're on here. She's one of the good co-workers. Remember I told you that? She can attest to, when I'm there, I'm going to do my job, right? And I'm going to do it 110%. So, and Ashley, I'm not sure if you still watch my videos. I know you pop in every once in a while. Ashley really knows why I'm there and what I'm going to do while I'm there, and my displeasure in the lack of motivation, the lack of a lot of stuff with some past coworkers. So, I am known for just spilling it out. I'm trying to be more tactful. So if you folks think that, some of you have commented that I can be a little fiery, I can. But trust me, that's toned way down from my personal life, which I'm working on. I'm working on that. So for those of you who like me from my blunt ways, thank you very much. For those of you who like me just because of how I live, or if you like me because I don't know what orange rubber utility gloves are, for whatever reason you keep returning, thank you very much. If you come because you have no idea what I'm going to say at any given time or any topic, thank you very much. I really, because I live alone, I'm busy, so most of my conversation, folks, is with the birds. I am not kidding. When the peepers come out, the frogs, I'll talk to them until, I'll love them up, tell them how pretty they sound until about a week or two later, and then I'm over them. And then, well, y'all know what peepers are like. As the peepers get ramping up, and they ramp up for a long time, because I live on a bog, folks. It gets very loud here. And then as they're kind of ramping down a little bit, but they're still going, the tree frogs do their mating song. So then they're like in competition for the noise, but at least tree frogs sound prettier, in my opinion. I can tolerate them. But when they both get going, and I live in the woods, there's a lot of tree frogs. I live next to a bog, so there's a lot of peepers. It gets really, really, really loud. In order to have a conversation in here with someone, we can be 5 feet away, and we are yelling to the top of our lungs, and sometimes we still can't hear each other, folks. If you like that, that's perfect. If you don't, I understand. If you like it for a little bit and then it can go away, you're right there with me. So Anyway, this is basically, I'm rambling right now. I just wanted to ask about these things, folks. How do I shape the fingers to match mine? And how do I keep them on at the cuff? Velcro? An elastic? I have no idea, folks. So I'm going to give it my best shot, but I can't be fighting with them trying to do my chores either, right?